Mobile shooter games keep getting better and better. A big part of this is thanks to the PC gaming giants porting over their AAA games. We are also starting to see more quality unique titles on the market, but in this video I am particularly excited about revealing a new project very few people know about. The first game on the list is Star Wars Hunters. This game is a unique mobile shooter that already has quite a bit of hype, which, believe it or not, is pretty rare. Most mobile games that get hype are either a PC shooter port or a mobile game of some other kind of genre. So this is a big deal. Created by a collaboration of Lucasfilm's game and Zynga, Star Wars Hunters is a 4v4 team-based arena shooter. Each of the 8 characters to choose from have their own unique set of skills and attributes, ranging from droids to Jedis. The game is set after the fall of the Galactic Empire, and these arena battles are a main source of entertainment for the war-torn universe. To be honest, the graphics are not amazing, but the gameplay seems legit. So if these developers are able to pull it off well, the game should be a ton of fun. The second game is what I'm calling Project Destiny. This project has never actually been announced, but when Bungie put out a job listing that they needed someone experienced with AAA mobile gaming to work on a Destiny-related project, people kind of figured it out. The job listing also says they need to be willing to travel to China often, which reminded gamers that NetEase invested $100 million into Bungie back in 2019. Being aware of NetEase's propensity to partner with US PC game companies to make mobile versions of their game, gamers rumored that Destiny Mobile would be a collaboration between them. Well, I think I can confirm this rumor as true because NetEase reached out to me last month with a request to poll my subscribers, in which they showed footage of a new project they are working on. Unfortunately, the resolution of this clip was very bad, but you can clearly see the game is a mobile version of Destiny. I asked the devs if I could mention this, and while they said yes, they offered no official statement on what I'm sharing in this video and wanted viewers to know that this is just my opinion. Now, knowing NetEase, I bet this is not going to be a PC port because they don't really like to make ports. Rather, I think it is going to be a new game like Destiny set in the Destiny universe. For those of you who don't know, Destiny is the world's most successful MMO shooter, and MMOs do really well on the mobile phone, so I predict this game is going to be a huge deal. The third game is PUBG New State. Now, I put this game on the list last year, and I don't normally put a game twice, but since it just came out 2 months ago, the game still has a lot of hype. The game has great graphics, a new 2051 modern theme, and they kept the best of PUBG so that it keeps that classic feel. Due to the better graphics and game engine, a lot of more advanced players have switched over to New State as their main game, and often advertise that the new version will eventually overtake its predecessor. And while I do agree that it is the better game and will attract more serious players, its downloads are still only half of the classic version, even in the midst of all its hype, so I don't think it will overtake it. The fourth game on the list is Warframe Mobile. After seeing the success of Tencent and Activision Blizzard when porting over their PC games, it seems that every successful game company is following suit. This can of course frustrate some mobile gamers that want to see more unique titles, but it is also raising the bar on mobile gaming and slowly weeding out some of the trash games that used to dominate the market. Warframe's amazing graphics, dynamic gameplay, and intriguing story has attracted an average of around 500,000 active players, making it competitive with the biggest games out there. But one thing that is particularly exciting about this mobile port is that the devs are making everything cross-platform, including your personal progression in the game. And this includes all future updates. Everything will be pushed to all 8 platforms at the same time. The fifth game on the list is Project Gaia. At first glance, this game might feel like a survival game, but it definitely plays more like a shooter. As you progress through the game, you will have to fight hundreds of zombies. As you clear areas, you can find some survivors that are willing to fight with you. Project Gaia builds content seamlessly, so when you are on a mission, you will end up fighting hundreds and hundreds of zombies before the area is truly cleared. And then if that is not challenging enough for you, the game features a challenge mode which lets you ramp up the waves of zombies up into the thousands. The sixth game is Battlefield Mobile. In my opinion, EA Games is one of the slowest of the gaming giants to find a place in the mobile gaming world. I mean, they have Plants vs. Zombies and FIFA, which is not nothing, but it is still pretty sad considering they're one of the top 10 gaming companies in the world. And I think they know they are struggling and are willing to do whatever it takes to change this. Battlefield Mobile is their next big move. move, because even though it is a PC port, it offers something unique to the mobile gaming world. Newer phones with decent internet can handle massive multiplayer battles, but no games have even tried to do something like this yet. So if Battlefield Mobile introduces their 128 player massive multiplayer, it will attract all of the serious mobile gamers that want that game style, because it will be the only game like it. The 7th game is Apex Legends. Now, for those of you who watched my top 10 videos for 2022, you might be surprised to see this game so low on the list, especially because I put Apex Legends first on that list. This is because I don't think Apex Legends will have a ton of hype specifically as a shooter game, but rather will be the #1 battle royale game of this year, which has been historically a more successful genre on the mobile phone. That being said, Apex Legends is still going to be a really good shooter game and will likely have a lot of hype in any category that it fits in. The 8th game on the list is Splitgate Mobile. This game had a huge explosion last August on the PC, and while it has died down considerably, it still has a significant player base. In their newfound success, the devs stated that they will be creating a mobile version of their game, which I predict will be released late this year. Splitgate is a multiplayer shooter with portals, giving the player with the best sense of geometry a huge advantage. The reason I think this game will do well on the mobile phone is because there are currently no mobile shooter games like it. And while it will be more difficult to be aware of your surroundings on the mobile phone, it will also be more difficult for your enemies since the game is not advertising cross-platform play. The 9th game is Rogue Company. Even though this game is still on open beta and all of its other platforms, it has already announced plans to make a mobile version. Rogue Company is a multiplayer shooter with over 18 unique characters that can be played on 11 different types of maps and game modes. This kind of diversity can make a game stay fresh potentially forever. And while there are currently other games like Rogue Company on the mobile phone, like Disorder from NetEase, they are not performing that well. They're doing okay, but they're not performing like I would expect them to. So I think if Rogue Company does a good job, they will do really well on the phone. That being said, I do think they should push to get their mobile version out before Apex Legends, because even though the games are different, Apex could hide them in their shadow. The last game on the list is Lost Light, which I think will get more hype as a survival game, but it is definitely going to be one of the best shooters this year as well. Lost Light is the first mobile form of Escape from Tarkov, and it is fantastically done. The graphics are crisp, the maps are dynamic and have all kinds of hidden routes built into them, the gameplay is exhilarating, and the controls are the best of what mobile gaming has to offer. One of the things that I think Lost Light does really well is balance the amount of real players with enemies on the map, allowing a player to truly master a map while also keeping it fresh each time. Now, Lost Light adds a lot of realism to their game, like hunger and thirst or breaking a leg if you get shot there, which is more typical of a survival game than a shooter, but it is not such a huge part of the game to ruin the shooter experience. Okay, so those are the top 10 shooter games of 2022, but I do have 3 more honorable mentions. The first one is Valorant Mobile. There's a lot of hype for this game, but I simply do not think it will come out this year. I could be wrong on that, but Riot Games would have to work much faster than other game companies do to get it out that fast, and based on how long it took them to release Wild Rift, I don't think there's a strong chance of that happening. Another game that is getting some hype is Black Rock Shooter Fragment. This game is definitely intriguing as it takes a very different approach to the shooter genre, so I can see why some of you are excited about it. But sadly, when it gets released late this year, it will only be released in Japan. That being said, if you are really excited about it, you can always use a VPN when that time comes. Lastly, I feel like I have to mention Call of Duty Mobile, or else I will get a bunch of hate comments. Yes, Call of Duty Mobile is amazing, and yes, I know they're coming out with new stuff. They will always be a staple of mobile gaming, but the game is not new anymore, so there is not a lot of hype for the game in relation to 2022. PUBG is only on here because New State is a new game. Changing the name of your game to add the current seasons does not constitute as a new game. Well, that's it guys, hope that helps. If a game is not on here that you think should be on here, it is probably because I put it in a different genre, like perhaps a survival game or maybe the action genre. Some of those videos are already out and the rest will come very soon. Alright guys, I'll see you next time.